Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And a special thanks to Carlos S. Tech for the testing period over the weekend for the Formula One race. It ended late last night. The race was over. Now the event gets taken down. But we got some good real world testing from Carlos S. Tech for me to make an informed opinion. And I will say T-Mobile improved. If you look at the hotels, the DAS systems that they upgraded, if you look at the testing from last night, if you look at the event itself with the cell on wheels, they improved. But they still have work to do, and we'll talk about that in this video as well. There's still work to do along the rest of the strip besides just beaming 7 cell on wheels into the event, which I'm positive the event had plenty of capacity to go around. I mean, they had 7 sectors of cell on wheels in each of the areas of the stands in the event. So it's almost like they built its own network for just that area. So that was great. But the rest of the strip, you know, while the event was going on, was still packed, right? There were still people, and in some cases, T-Mobile didn't do so well. So the video started off with the speed test, and T-Mobile was on LTE, and they didn't even do 1 megabit. It was completely done for, which, you know, I've told you guys that in several videos long ago. Get into 5G because LTE is done. And we're seeing that more and more and more, even in this testing. So then he proceeded to get the phone into 5G. And even there, the speed test wouldn't even load. Even after it was airplane moded, it wouldn't load. Verizon had a similar issue, but then it was airplane moded, connected to millimeter wave, did over 2 gigs. AT&T did over 300 megabits. T-Mobile couldn't even run a speed test in that area, where it was likely the most busiest, right? From tourists walking, and then, you know, across the street, you saw all the people standing in the stands or sitting. So that was an eye opener right there to start off the test. That whatever that area is, it needs work. So then, not a lot of speed testing during this live stream, but that was good because it was more about real world usage. It wasn't about the speed testing, and we'll talk about that here in this video as well to summarize. So he had a gimbal with all 3 carriers on an S23, the highest plans, and he did a live stream on all 3 of them, walking a very long distance. And that was good to see where T-Mobile improved again. They held up the live stream in some cases better than AT&T and Verizon as they were skipping and buffering. You know, T-Mobile had their hiccups, but T-Mobile did well. It was 1080p at times, sometimes dropped to 720, but they held up very well for a lengthy distance. So that was good to see. That in my book was an improvement. I was in Vegas in 2019, and I guarantee you I couldn't hold up a live stream for half a block on that strip. Probably couldn't even get one started. So that's a major improvement. And Verizon and AT&T, they held up well. We'll make videos about them individually. They held up well too. You know, the few hiccups here and there, I don't mind that. But all in all, you know, T-Mobile major improvement from the live stream, uplinking, you know, moving through different sectors. That was good to see. That was also a very, very much needed improvement across the strip. And then after, you know, went into uploading, went back to the busiest area and went to uploading. Verizon uploaded it. It was like a 1.3 gig file. It uploaded it within a minute and 2 seconds. AT&T and T-Mobile both failed at that upload. They felt horrible. The wait time was like an hour. So that didn't work too well, right? And then he did a download of a game during the busy event, and Verizon finished that the fastest, followed by AT&T, and then T-Mobile came in last at a minute. I think it was like a minute and 30 on the download. It was PUBG. Downloaded PUBG. And then it did a speed test, right? Verizon had millimeter wave connected over 2 gigs on the speed test. Might have been 3.1 gigs. AT&T did over 100 megabits, and T-Mobile did like 150. And that was on NPerf. They both had good speeds, but they just couldn't download it as fast. And the uplink for both of them was like at 5 megabits. And the upload would have taken that long. So if you're doing any uploading, light uploading, maybe a picture on Instagram or stuff like that, or you're uploading a short 30-second video on Snapchat or whatnot in the area, Verizon and T-Mobile would have worked. It would have taken a lot longer to upload, but they would have worked. But if we're talking a bigger file, like you saw on that YouTube upload, it would have taken a long time. You know, YouTube uploading probably wouldn't have been recommended at the Strip. But for your social media pleasures, I think T-Mobile would have worked. It would have taken just a little longer, but it would have uploaded. So that's, from that perspective, you know, that's also good to see that would have likely worked. And of course, I stated that at the beginning of the call-out video that I made before the testing. I gave my predictions, and I said Verizon would be the best. And, you know, that's what ended up happening. They still had throughout the entire, you know, overall event, they had the best connection. Let's just call it what it is. Were they slower in some spots? Sure. But where it was most needed and important, they just had millimeter wave. There's lots of nodes along the Strip that will give you the best performance across the board. They were just the best, you know. T-Mobile, huge improvement. I got to give credit where credit's due. Was really impressed by the live stream. Really impressed by the hotels that they were able to upgrade the DAS systems for the event. Impressed that they were able to add some permanent millimeter wave nodes. The cell on wheels, that will always be a thing. That's never going to change. Even for the Super Bowl, it takes place in February. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile are going to bring cell on wheels. That's never going to change. But there will be more permanent structure coming for T-Mobile along the Strip. There's going to be more millimeter wave nodes, I'm told. And they made some enhancements inside the stadium as well, the Super Bowl stadium there. So I'll probably close out the video on that. That should give you confidence that T-Mobile is headed in the right direction. You know, it's not all good. Like I said, the upload totally failed. So something in that area, you know, wasn't up to par. Density, they needed a small cell right then and there. Maybe it was just too much upload usage in that area, and they really needed millimeter wave for more capacity. All of that is a possibility. There's lots of users, like I said. I saw it on the video. There's people constantly walking back and forth. So, you know, it was improvement. The live stream held up well. I watched that entire live stream almost for the entire 2 hours. The live stream held up well. The download, still in all, you know, T-Mobile was the slowest at 1:29, but you were still able to download the game. Even though it took a little longer, you were still able to download. So you gotta look at that objectively as well. And the upload, you know, that completely failed. There, you know, how many people in that area, in that crowd, are gonna upload a YouTube video, right? So you got to look at it objectively. It was an improvement. We also did calling. I forgot to add that in. He did a test call. He called me. T-Mobile did have the worst quality. But we, you know, they don't do good on calling. You see that on Root Metrics. It's just not it's not their forte, right? It's not something that they do well. They've never done it well. He called me on the I had the T-Mobile line. He called me on all three different providers, right? T-Mobile to T-Mobile was it was muffled. Verizon had the best call quality by far. AT&T followed by AT&T. Just from the quality itself, right? All the calls went through. From me making the call to him making the call to me, they all went through. T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. It was just the call quality itself. Verizon had the best, AT&T second, T-Mobile third. So I'll close out the video on that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.